Alright, it is 12.5 surface area of the cylinder. What I want you to do is go ahead and hit pause and go ahead and write all of this information down. Obviously, the most important part to get down is this formula and understanding what this is all pertaining to. So go ahead and do that. Alright, what it all revolves around are two parts to this formula. The first part is we need to find the surface area, or the area of the circles. And on our cylinder, you can see there's a top and there is a bottom. Okay, so we find the area of those two circles, which would be these two. Okay, that is pi r squared, and since there's two of them, you're multiplying it by 2. Now what you're going to add on to it, if we look at how we unravel the cylinder itself, if we were to cut down the side of the cylinder and unroll it, and we did this with the air, with volume as well of a cylinder, but you see that you end up with an actual rectangle. Okay, now how we get the length is by actually finding the circumference of this particular cylinder, okay, of that circle. So the circumference is 2 pi r. That's finding the circumference. Now h, the height, that's just how tall it is. So we can just simply measure that distance. Okay, so the length again is actually going to be the circumference of that circle. So let's go ahead and try a couple problems using our formula. And again, make sure you write the formula down. For some reason, some of this isn't popping up on here. So it is supposed to say make sure you write the formula and show your work. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to help you by writing the formula down, which is again 2 times pi r squared plus 2 pi r times the height. So go ahead and hit pause and solve that. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug this in. So we have 2 times 3.14, and yes, I do want you to use the 3.14 instead of pi, times the radius, which they did give us the radius, that is 4, make sure it's squared, plus 2 times 3.14 times, again, the radius is 4, and times the height, so 10 and 5/10. So now you can simply take your calculator, and it's a matter of taking this and 2 times 3.14 times 4 squared, and you can still use your squared button. Feel free to do that. Whoops. Of course, mine's not working right. 6. 2 times 3.14 times 4 squared equals 100.48 plus 2 times 3.14 times 4 times 10.5, and that's going to be 263.76. And do not round anything until the very end. You're going to take that answer and add it to 148 hundredths. Sorry for my delay, I'm putting it into the calculator, which gives me 364 and 24 hundredths. And again, round to the nearest tenths, so that's going to equal 364 and 2/10, and it is centimeters. Now what is my unit of measurement going to be? Square units, because again, I'm finding surface area. Anytime you see the word area, that's squared. Volume again is cubed, and our circumference, or perimeter, which is measuring a distance around, is just the plain unit of measurement. So questions on any of this, again, please make sure you ask in class. The most important part is making certain that you square it, and over here you don't. So let's take a look at letter B, and I'm going to let you go ahead and hit pause and solve this. Now, the first thing hopefully you did was simply writing the formula down, which again is 2 times pi r squared plus, that looks like a 2, sorry about that, 2 pi r times the height. So 2 times 3.14 times, now what is my radius on this? Hopefully you divided this by 2 to get your 3 5/10, and it is now squared, which is not 7. 3.5 times 3.5 plus the 2 times 3.14 times the radius, which again is 3 5/10, times the height, which is 14 8/10. So now again, it's just simply a matter of plugging that into the formula. 2 times 3.14 times 3.5, and that's squared, which is going to give me 76 93/100 plus 2 times 3.14 times 3.5 times 14 8/10, which equals 325 304 thousandths. We're going to add that to 76 93/100, and we get 402 234 thousandths. Again, rounding to the nearest tenths, so 402 2/10, and again centimeters, and it will be squared units of measurement because we are finding the area. That is going to be it for tonight. Again, check your answer if you came up with something a little different. If you're just off a little bit, more than likely you use the pi button. Just for consistency and making certain that you are doing it correct and as accurate as possible, I do prefer and recommend you to use 3.14. I know it takes a little bit of extra punching of buttons, but I'm sure you can survive. Again, questions, please make note of that, and we'll talk about it further tomorrow or the next time you have me in class. I know we're all preparing for I-STEP, so best of luck to all of you tomorrow, and we'll see you soon. Have a great night.